Okay, so what we're going to cover off now is the components that we use for installing structural tiles onto the quick build aluminium deck framing system. So there's essentially 4 components to it. So you've got your retainer bracket, a tile retainer bracket. So it's used for retaining the tiles. That's why it's called a retainer.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's pretty basic. So we've got our rubber isolating bead, which goes in between the aluminum joist and the tile. And then we've got our snap clips, which is our retainer clip. So it's another, so we've got 2 retainer. One is a retainer bracket and one is a retainer clip, and I'll show you exactly how those work. That's pretty much it. So obviously we've got tile spacers and things like that, so I'll show you how those go down.
For proper drainage?
Yeah.
And for cleaning, if you get a lot of, like where I live, I have a lot of sediment that falls off trees.
Yep.
And that's all going to get caught in the cracks of the tile. And if you have a little bit of a gap, it makes it a little bit easier to clean them out.
Yeah. And you want the tiles to drain.
Absolutely.
They're different from a decking board, where a decking board you've got, a 1/4-inch gap or a 6 mil gap in between each board. Unlike if you're using a larger format tile, the water's got to go somewhere. So hence you need the gap.
Yep.
So let's put the bead down first. So I've got, it's not very hard to put in, but you'll see it's flexible. It's designed so it really presses nicely into the channel, like so. And it's also got an ever so slight radius on it, so the water beads off. I'm going to put this side in here, like so. Get in there. Nice snug fit. So now this is, it's nice and smooth and flat. You got your retainer bracket. Now this bracket, you can see it's a funky shape, but it's actually designed so it goes in around the extrusion profile. So you can see that. So
cool.
You can use these anywhere in the deck if you're wanting to control any lateral movement of the tiles this way.
Yeah.
And then if you want to put another nog in between, you can also use it for lateral movement this way of the tiles. So we generally recommend on about every 250 square foot, you're going to use some of these in the middle of the deck to control any movement of the tiles.
Okay.
Because essentially how the tile system works is that it works on the principle that you lock in the perimeter tiles around the outside, and then your middle tiles aren't going to go anywhere.
Right.
So
it's going to be very minimal if they do.
Yeah, for sure. Like you've got an 1 3/4 wide joist. And the tiles do share a joist. So when they're sitting on here, you've got essentially one tile sitting on half and the other tile sitting on the other half.
Okay.
So you obviously do want to control any movement. You don't want any movement, and they don't move. So, so the first thing, and that's why we don't want them to move, so we're calling them retainer brackets, because it's retaining the outside tiles in to restrain everything. So we've got, this is a retainer snap clip. So it works like the decking board snap clip. It's very similar to that. You can see the profiles. Here we go. So you can see the reason why they've got the little hooks is so that they hook onto the edge. You can see that one snaps in like so. On that edge, it won't make the noise but it will on that one. So you snap, and then this one snaps into, say, this outside edge here, because you'll see, and often if it sits a little bit proud, I need to stand up to do this. So you can see here, get in there. There we go, nice and flat. And normally we would just get a craft knife and we just chop that edge of the section out, and that's easy to do. And if we want to, so we're retaining, this is where the tile's going to go here. So if the tile's sitting here, that clip is going to retain the tile from going this way. And then we use the other one, which is going to be here. So it's going to, here. So we're actually going to retain the tile. I'm just going to pull this out a little bit for the display.
Yep.
So we've now got a corner retained of that tile there. So that tile goes there. You can see it's not going anywhere this way, and it's not going anywhere that way.
Right. Because you're going to actually put a screw through these to hold them in place.
Yeah, so you use the 3/8 screw. Mm-hmm. It's just over a 1/2 inch, so it's maybe 3/4 inch screw, but it sits flush there, so you can still actually put a decking board
Trim.
or tile trim or whatever on the outside, and it's still nice and flush.
Yeah.
Then
I would probably just trim this in some dark hickory, man, and that would look really sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a really good containment for the outside. Plus, it just for beauty. That would be sweet.
It's dynamite.
Yeah.
And then you've got this, obviously a spacer. So that's designed so you've got a base on it. Mm-hmm. So you can pressure wash this deck, and your spacers aren't going to fly out.
Nice. Yeah. A little bit of gravity being your friend.
And then you keep going and you just lay your tiles out. So we have that as a straight spacer, but we also have a cross spacer as the other version.
And that's about 4 mil?
That's 5 mil, yeah.
That's
so
5 mil.
Just under 1/4 inch. Yeah.
Oh, okay. 5 mil. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how the tile works. So I think we've covered off, how that goes onto there. This is how it retains it. So these are super fast to lay.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
You're essentially, with the joist, you're laying down railway tracks, and you're just like, you can lay the tiles as fast as you can pick them up and put them down.
Sure. That makes sense.
We've got some scenarios where installers are pricing these at the same price they're pricing a pressure-treated lumber decking board and a pressure-treated frame.
That's crazy.
It's unreal.
Yeah, that I wouldn't. I'd charge more.
But that's why it's a cost-effective option. So often people are pitching a decking board at a premium price level, and then they're kind of working down, and that's why it also gets used a lot in commercial applications.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, so that's how you install structural tiles onto quick build Outdure's aluminium deck framing system.
Cool.